I would like to make a demo on some data which I received, which my program refused to read, and it made a mess. And this is original data. And then what is expected is on the lowest level of studies, you'll have no naked files. The only naked file which is allowed is called a DICOM-dir. A DICOM-dir is basically a map. So I thought, as a first case, let's take this naked file and put it inside in a folder, in a DOS. Okay. Here it's in a DOS, and here it's naked. So I can see it here. This is my original data. It says the DOS report because it reads the contents of this file. But it fails to see the CT and the PET. You see only this single series. Where if I go where I split it into two, you can see that DOS is turned into a little file, a little folder. And here's the folder. I read it again. Here's the thing with the icon folder. So I go back to the data I got, and again there's no folders, only the single DOS report as a series. So what I want to do, first I want to show you something else. That's not the only problem. This is one problem, but there's a second problem. The second problem is this PET. This PET is not a single series, it's a group of series. And I can show you what happens when you try to read it. This is not using my program, this is drag and drop onto the Fiji, and it comes along, and here you get all this log file is these error messages. What's it complaining? It's complaining about it's got the wrong size. It's expecting the size of 508 squared, and instead of getting 256 squared. What's going on? What's going on is this PET is not a single series. So in addition to putting this into its own folder, we have to break up this PET into a series of different folders where each series is in its own folder. So the first thing, let's get rid of this log file, clear that off, and I'll go back to here and clear what I've read. And now what I've entered here, the new addition is this clean. It says that what I said previously, all folders are each series in a separate folder, except for a single file called a DICOM-dir. This is just, if you forget what's there, it's written here. Now the clean button is not available. It says first you have to choose a file in the read table, then press clean. So I forgot to highlight which study I wanted to clean. So I highlight the study, then I go off into the clean, and now I can press the clean button. Press the clean button, and you can see it's starting to make. And here it says changes have been made in the directory structure. This is to show you that something has happened. Because if I click on the CT, for example, I would not get this message. This message only comes up if there have been changes made. So if I look here, I can see, in fact, where there were, with this PET, this is the only thing on, and this DOS report was an isolated file, and these are the other series which it put in. Okay, so now I can go back to my read. If I read, the thing has changed. Let me see again. Okay, I've got all these files here. I click read again. Now if I click to read the whole study, I can read individual parts, but I can read the whole study. Let me click to read the whole study, and here it's coming up. And I'll do a pause here so that not to waste time. Okay, we're back again. The study has come up, and I can start using it as usual. Click wherever I want, and this is a valid study. Okay, I want to go back and show a few things. So the clean, in fact, did its job. This is the only study I've tested, so if you find a study which doesn't work, please send it to me. Okay, I'll close this off, and we're back to here. And now I want to go to the, if I look at here, this is the one I've cleaned up. I don't want to look at that. I want to go to the other one. And here I've put the dose report into a separate file, but this torsion fusion is bad. But let me try cleaning. If I hit the clean button again, I'll get the message saying I've forgotten to decide which one I want to choose. The standard CT, that one should be okay. So if I go to clean this, the button is active, and it comes up without the message that anything hasn't changed. So the fact that when you see the message that something has been changed, something has actually happened. If you want to go and look and do individual files and see which one is broken, you can go into clean and clean them individually. And I actually wouldn't recommend it. I'd say clean the whole study as is. And I think that's probably enough.